Songs, movies, and ads often tell us this is the most wonderful time of year, but that's not always true for everyone. A 2014 study found that 64% of people with mental health concerns say the holidays make their conditions worse. Joining us to talk about mental health during the holidays is Kristi. She is a nurse practitioner with ThedaCare Behavioral Health. Kristi, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So what we're going to do is we're going to watch some videos about things that people might be experiencing during the holidays, and then we want to get your reaction and advice on how to handle those situations.
Sounds good.
All right, let's take a look at the first video.
And we don't know what caused your panic attack.
I think we do.
So I think that's something a lot of people can relate to, just the stress of holidays.
Yeah, there's so much stress. There's so much expectation around the holidays. And it's difficult, I think, when you're wrapped up in it to know how to escape or how to avoid it. I think that one thing that we can do is really manage our expectations. We think we have to buy the perfect present. We think that we have to go to all of the holiday gatherings and make the house perfect. And really, that's just not true. It's not the presents, and it's not the perfect food, and it's not the cleanest house. It's being with family. It's those warm feelings, those experiences that we can create for each other. Decide what's really important for you and your family.
Okay, good advice. Let's take a look at this next video here.
The holidays, the most wonderful time of the year. That's true for a lot of people, but it's also the most difficult time of the year for a lot of people, especially those that suffer with mental health issues and addictions. So if you are an addict this season, don't feel pressured into going to anything that you don't feel comfortable with. And to those on the other side of it, if you are family of those that have addictions, don't feel like they have to be there. You guys can love each other from a distance. Please respect each other's mental health and addictions this season.
Such an important message there. Substance abuse concerns, other mental health concerns. A lot of people might be feeling this way. We heard some really good advice there. What else do you have to say?
Respect, boundaries. The holidays are often so much about excess, and there's so much stress that for people with addiction, it can be really easy to fall back into those old habits and patterns just to deal with big feelings. People don't have to show up for everything. They may show up and can only stay for half an hour. And we just need to celebrate that and respect that. And if you're somebody who's struggling with addiction or struggling with those overwhelming feelings, it's okay to set a boundary. You have to protect your space, protect your mental health, and know what you're walking into. Do some mental rehearsal. It's okay to set boundaries, to say, I really care about you, but I don't want to talk about that right now. Let's talk about something else.
Oh, yeah. I love that advice. And like he said as well, you can love from a distance.
Absolutely. You don't have to go to everything. Celebrate in the way that feels meaningful for you, where you know that you will be safe and be able to maintain whatever emotional state feels the best for you.
Great advice. Okay, next video here.
Why does grief seem to amplify, especially during the holidays?
Grief absolutely amplifies during the holidays, and I talk about this in my book, Grief is Love. It's because fundamentally, when we lose someone we love, we are forced to learn how to live without them. And that includes things like the holidays that are steeped in memory and tradition and family. And when one of your people is no longer there, it's a really tough time.
So that's something a lot of people probably experience, grief. And like they said, during the holidays, you feel that maybe more. Why is that?
Absolutely. Because we're missing that connection. We're missing that deep love and companionship of somebody we lost. And it can be really hard. Grief is sneaky. It's not linear, and it can sneak up on us and hit us when we really least expect it. So I think the best thing we can do in the holidays is, again, that self-care, knowing what your social battery is like. Are you able to engage with other people, or is this a time when you just need to carve out some time for yourself and do some good self-care? And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss someone. It's okay to reflect on those good memories you had. Sometimes having a ritual can help. If you're a person of faith, spending time in your church or with your congregation, or even a little ritual at home, lighting a candle and spending some time in reflecting on those good memories, or putting a special ornament on the tree.
Mm-hmm. What if you're on the opposite side of this, where you need to support somebody who may be experiencing grief?
Oh, offer your hand, but understand if somebody doesn't take it. Because as I said, grief isn't linear, right? And sometimes people will be needing to engage, but not say much, and just want to be present and around you.
Good advice for us to all follow. All right, our last video here.
Holidays are a tough time. It's not just the isolation, it's the expectation that's created by culture, by advertising, that the only normal way to be in the holidays, the only way to access joy and celebration is to be with others. So imagine the feeling if you don't have a way to make those kind of connections. And that is why loneliness has always been a problem for the holidays.
So that video is explaining loneliness. It's something that a lot of people probably feel over the holidays. And can you feel lonely even when you're with other people?
Absolutely. Loneliness is an epidemic. It's not just around the holidays. Even in the midst of people, as you said, we can feel very lonely because we're not in a space where we can connect with people, whether it's our own self-doubts or whether it's grief or addiction. So many things impact our ability to connect with people. So I think one of the good things we can do is to connect with ourselves first. Spend some time in self-reflection. And then if you can be authentic with friends and family, absolutely spend time, even if it's maybe not a big family gathering, but 15 minutes with a friend over a cup of coffee. Try to find ways to make small, meaningful connections instead of big events, because that doesn't really matter if you're feeling lonely, whether you attend a big event. Expectations, throw them out the window. You have to do what's right for yourself in the moment.
Such insight. Any other words of wisdom you had for us as we're heading into the holiday season?
Be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people. Give yourself grace and extend grace to other people. Know that nothing's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be okay. Don't overindulge in food or alcohol. Be kind to yourself and do healthful things to maintain your mental health, because it'll all pass and it'll be January soon enough.
Wonderful words of wisdom. Thank you for being with us, Kristi.
Oh, thanks for having me.